Everyone. I have to keep remaking these videos because my phone is acting up again. But basically, I'm here to give you a rundown of what I've eaten since day 41 through day 44 of my weight loss challenge. And I should start this video by saying I gained 2 pounds, 2.5 pounds really. I do know the reason why I have slacked and I've allowed myself little treats that I shouldn't have. I think it's because a lot of stress I've been under lately and a lot of changes. I recently left my job back at the end of February, so I have a lot of extra time on my hands. It was a really good decision to leave for my health reasons, but I'm used to being somewhere and being depended on, and having that extra time has been different for me. It adds to my anxiety and my depression. And I'm also waiting for my upcoming hearing for my Social Security coming up. So that's been very stressful for me. So I think with that and my other issues just coming up, I think it's led me to slack a little and go to my crutch, which is food. I realized I could make better decisions and work on my portion control, which I haven't addressed. And I promise you that this has been a real eye opener for me. And when I like to share my successes with you, I want to be open and discuss my failures. So, without further ado, here is what I ate from day 41 through 44. And I hate to admit, day 41 was a really bad day. And it all started like this. At 9:37 in the morning, I needed to eat something quick because I had a long day ahead of me. And instead of taking the time to make something for breakfast, I had a cold slice of cheese and pepperoni pizza and a can of Diet Coke. That's what I had for breakfast. And then at 3 p.m., I had coffee and creamer, and I had 2 chocolate plain fry cake donuts. They're basically just plain donuts, but they were chocolate with like cocoa in them. They were really good, and I thought I deserved myself a little treat, and I was going to just have a little treat and get back on schedule, but I started to go downhill after that. At 6:40 p.m. that same night for dinner, I had 2 more slices of cheese and pepperoni pizza, and it wasn't the homemade pizza that Mike makes where you can control the ingredients. It was like fast food pizza, and I had a side of blue cheese. And then later in the evening, I couldn't remember the time before I went to bed, I had a few baked potato wedges with a side of blue cheese. On the bottom of my journal, I wrote totally bad diet date. No reason why. I was feeling good. I have no reason why I backslid that day. I wasn't feeling stressed or anything. I was busy, but I did mess up big time. If I could have done a do over, day 41 would have been it. So on to day 42. At 1:20 in the afternoon was my first meal, and I had some whole fresh strawberries with some fat-free vanilla yogurt for breakfast. It was delicious. I'd say it was about half a pound of strawberries. At 3 p.m., I had coffee with creamer. At 6 p.m., I had a small piece of ham and cheese quiche. At 6:30, I had coffee with creamer and 7 French toast sticks. They just had cinnamon on them, and I had some sugar-free syrup on them. And then at 10:30 p.m., I had some baked potato wedges with blue cheese. And in parentheses, I wrote lots of blue cheese. So I wasn't even measuring. I think I was just indulging. So the bad habits continued. On day 43, at 11:50 a.m., I had coffee with creamer and a banana nut muffin. I was on the run and I was in between appointments. I had about an hour and a half to kill. So I took myself to a little diner and spent an hour and a half by myself and decided to get myself a meal. So I had a muffin and some coffee, had a couple cups of coffee. And I don't really eat by myself in a diner. I was quite proud of myself because I don't like being in crowds. It makes my anxiety come up, and I don't really like being alone, but I did really well. And I only took the last 20 minutes of my time there to talk on the phone with Mike, But other than that, I really enjoyed spending time by myself. I cut the muffin up into very small pieces so that I would use it with a fork and eat it slowly and enjoy what I was eating instead of gobbling. And it was quite peaceful. I read a book while I was there. So that's what I had for breakfast. And then at 6 p.m., I had a quarter of a cup of crab salad with dill. And we got it from this corner Italian market that makes these wonderful salads. I know there was real crab in it, and there was mayonnaise and some sort of pasta. And then I had a half of a meat, cheese, and rice ball. It's this Italian dish. I don't know the name of it. It starts with an A, and it's made by this little Polish lady that lives in the neighborhood. It was basically this breaded ball that had meat, prosciutto, rice, and a little bit of sauce. And I had one of them, but I split it in half with Mike. And then I had 3/4 of a cup of Greek salad, which was basically bow tie pasta, spinach, oil, calamari olives, and feta cheese. And it was delicious. And that's all I ate that day because I was feeling pretty bad about having the muffin and how I was overindulging the other days. And then on day 44, at 11:30 a.m., I had a cup of coffee with creamer. At 12:30 p.m., I had 6 French toast sticks with coffee and creamer, and I did have sugar-free syrup on the cinnamon French toast sticks. They're just the frozen kind that come in like a big bag you microwave. And then at 5 p.m., I had coffee with creamer. At 7 p.m., I had a homemade pizza on a flour tortilla. I think it's like a 7-inch tortilla. I could be wrong. It could be 6 inches. It was with hot Italian sausage, and it was 1 link, ricotta cheese, and it was whole milk ricotta, which is my favorite cheese, mozzarella, and pepperoni. And then for a treat, and in the evening at around 9:30, I had half a pound of strawberries. So that is what I ate from day 41 to 44. I'm sorry to myself for messing up. I'm sorry to you guys that have been leaving me such encouraging thumbs ups and comments that I messed up. But I'm well aware of my mess up, and now I can correct it. And that's what I plan on doing. I won't have another weigh in for a month, and I think that's good because I think the pressure of being on the scale was adding to my anxiety. So I'm hoping to be going back on the right track and losing weight on my next weigh in. I thank you all for taking the time to watch. Please keep your comments and your thumbs up coming. It really does encourage me. I'm sorry if I let anyone down. I'm sorry I let myself down. And I hope this video finds you well. And until I talk to you again, you take care.